welcome to Don't Repeat What Mommy Says. Apparently, I'm starting it off.
I mean, I think I started the last two, so it seems only fair.
Did you? Okay. So, motherhood, unfiltered, right?
Yeah, we look a little less shitty today.
A little less shitty, but I don't know what's up with the hair. Welcome to Don't Repeat What Mommy Says, Motherhood Unfiltered, and today we're going to be talking about mama bears. However, I don't like mama bear. I like mama lioness. Number one, they're prettier. And, bears look kind of masculine to me. Felines are more feminine. And also, I just think they're more graceful. And I think that lionesses, while they protect their young, they also let their young suffer natural consequences.
Yes,
So they will save them from others, but not from themselves.
yes, and like, come on, they're way prettier.
So much prettier. I don't want to be a bear. I'll be a lioness, though. Are you going to say something, or am I carrying
Yeah,
this whole
I'm gonna
thing?
say something.
All
I'm
right.
getting it.
Is that a blooper reel too? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm I'm pulling up. Look at that. Look at how cute.
They
See
are
how much
cute.
cuter?
Now put bears up.
Yeah, fair. Not as cute. I mean, they're
No,
still kind of cute.
they're cute, but they're not like, I don't know. They seem more masculine to me.
Yeah. So
So it could be Daddy Bear, Mama Lioness.
yeah. So lionesses are cuter. I would rather be a mama lioness, and I like the idea too, because like I think mama bear thing kind of gets a bad rap, and especially lately with like the virtual job interviews and shit that people are doing from home. I've seen so many videos of people's like moms coming in and trying to negotiate during their job interview. And like, please don't be that mom. It's not gonna help your kid get the job or get a better deal at the job.
If I
You gotta
was an
let the kids
employer,
work.
I absolutely wouldn't hire that person.
I would not either.
Like, I don't need their mom calling in sick for them. That's bullshit. What the hell?
Yeah, and I mean, I used to be a hiring manager, and if nobody ever did that where I worked, but I would not have hired that person. So,
I say something. Okay, what do we got? We're not
what do we got?
prepared. We're
I'm
not
not
prepared.
prepared either. We suck at this. You want to share a mama bear moment? Mama bear
Me?
story? Yeah.
Like a
You got,
personal?
yeah, I feel like you've got more of them than I do.
Well, that's because you guys are adults, so I had more time being a mom.
Right.
Okay, so the one when Paige was sick, and I wanted her to go to a specialist because they kept saying like there was no kidney involvement. Whatever, it's a long story. She needed to go to a better doctor that specialized in, but I needed a referral, and it was the third time she had a recurrence of her situation. And I told this doctor, that I wanted a referral. He wasn't going to give me the referral, so I stepped in front of the door and I said, "You leave this room one of two ways. One, in a body bag. Two, after I have a referral in my hand." I said, "Make a choice. You've got 10 seconds." To which he looked at my husband, who said, "Don't look at me. She'll do it." And then I started counting backwards. 10, 9, 8, and he gave me the referral. So I didn't have to murder anybody, so that's good. Um, so that was a mama lioness moment. However, we did talk about like most moms probably wouldn't be that extreme as to threaten murder. Um,
Yeah.
and I understand that. I'm sorry. I'm a very extreme mother, especially when my kid might die. I don't care about the consequences in that situation because that's just the way I am. So, but anyway, a mom who would maybe not have that confrontation, but go over that doctor's head to another one and another one and another one until they got the referral, still a mama lioness. I think.
Yeah. Because
Whatever you have to do to protect your child, I'm not saying go threaten to murder people. It's probably not the best choice, but it did work. And my
well, and
daughter's still alive.
a similar parallel when Henry was having what looked to be the infantile spasms, which are a type of seizure. The emergency room doctor here told me there's basically just one kind of seizure, and that we should just go home and come back if it gets worse. And I wasn't okay with that because I had done the research. I had the research in my hand with me, and I just pretty much was like, you're proof that C's get degrees, so I'm going to take him to another hospital. And we drove 4 hours to Denver to take him to the children's hospital so that he could be assessed by people who actually knew what the hell they were talking about.
Yeah,
so a much less confrontational but similar situation.
Right.
So.
Right. I am a kind of extreme mom. Like, yes, I don't know. Did I ever talk about kicking the office door in when they wouldn't tell me what office you were in?
I don't think you have, but spoiler, so if you hear this bit, you might recognize a parallel in the book.
Yeah, so the book we wrote, I mean, there are parallels to real life. The mother in the book is definitely a lioness. And so there are a couple of instances in the book that are mirrored from real life events, though they are fictional to be like. But yes, her personality is very much based on my personality. There were some really extreme situations with dangerous people in my kid's life early on, because I was married to an abuser the first time around. And, I biologically, my oldest child is but my husband adopted her, so he's not her dad anymore. But, so that, there are some parallels in the book because art imitates reality. You got to get the inspiration from somewhere. So there's some inspiration from that. So she's a lioness and even more maybe extreme than me.
You are specifically. Like I said, I haven't had much of an opportunity to have to be a mama lioness. Like, I know some people do, like, right from the gate because they have family members who are trying to barrel over them and, do whatever they want. I thankfully didn't experience that. Like, the family we have that's a constant in our kids' lives, they don't question my parenting. They give advice when asked, not unsolicited. So I haven't had to be too mama bear-ish with my own kids yet.
I mean, and I think there's a time when it's appropriate to be that way, and then there's a time when it's not. Like, you can't save your child from everything as much as you want to. Like, when your kid comes home and they've been bullied at school, like, you just want to go hood rat and, like, beat that little kid up for them, or at least go beat their mother up for giving birth to them. Like, I get it. I'm from the 80s, and we were little hood rats, so we're always battling with, no, we can't be that way anymore. We're full grown adults. But your kids do have to learn how to handle situations themselves too. So you do them a disservice if you're always saving them from things. So that's a delicate balance as a mom to try to navigate. Just decide when it's appropriate to step in and save your child from something. When it's more appropriate to maybe just give them some suggestions on how to handle it themselves from the sidelines. And, and as they get older, you do that a little bit more and more too when you're preparing them for adulthood.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, and I had a guy with a grocery cart.
Well, you didn't talk about kicking the door in. You got distracted talking about the book, and then you never told the story of kicking the door in.
When Lauren was in middle school, she wasn't just bullied by the kids, she was bullied by the staff. She finally said something back to somebody, and this, what was she? A dean? What was she?
She was a, school counselor or something.
No, not that one. The one the year before.
The year before, she was the, vice principal or something.
Yeah, so this bitch threatened to call the police on my daughter, on Lauren, and wanted her to write an apology letter. And if you know me at all, I do not apologize, nor do I make my children apologize if they're not actually sorry, because it doesn't mean a goddamn thing. So I found out that she was writing that, asked her what happened. She told me, and I said, all right, give me the apology letter. So I went and basically told that lady if she wanted the apology letter, she could have it in the form of a suppository. So she didn't want the apology letter. And then I told the school that they were not allowed to speak to my daughter without myself or my husband present for the rest of the time she was in that school. I told them if they did, that I would probably sue the crap out of them and be on every news station talking about how they were bullying my daughter and not providing a safe school environment, because on top of being a hothead, I actually do like research the laws and know my rights and stuff like that, and I will throw that in someone's face and threaten all kinds of things. It's not really threatening because I will do it. Like, I don't really make idle threats. I'm Italian, you know. So anyway, the next school year, it was like week 2, right?
Yeah, it was like week 2. We were
Right.
barely starting the
So
year.
new school year, whatever. I get a text from her. I'm in Mrs. office. I'm like, don't say a word. I'm on my way. So I get to the school and I said, my daughter is in. So I said, my daughter's in so and so's office. And she says, is she expecting you? I said, I expect not. So she picks up the phone to call ahead. And I said, is it this office? And I kicked the door in with an audible crack. And the door was cracked forevermore. I think it still is.
They didn't have the money to replace it after they built that Taj Mahal of a school, so.
Yeah, it was the second year that school existed, and I cracked the door.
Yeah.
Anyway, after I kicked the door, she's like, it's over there. So I went in and took care of it.
Yeah, so I think everyone wants to be that mama lioness. You want to be able to be that protector for your kids. And some people, it's in the little things. It's in, telling a family member not to do whatever because you said no. In other ways, it's big things. And I actually found a list of most heroic moms. The list is from 2021. But these were like some epic mama bear moments I was skimming through, because one of the things I had thought about when we decided to talk about this was I believe she was Swedish? Yes, the mom in Sweden whose kids were in a house fire. And she went back in to save all of her kids in this fire. She ended up getting like horrific burns. She lived, but her like famous statement was, "I birthed 6 kids. I'm getting 6 kids out." And her name was Emma Scholes. I'm not sure. It's Schols. So like she's just one like awesome mama bear, but I found so many others just scrolling through the internet. So maybe we talk about a couple of them. And this one made me laugh because we have a character in the book with the last name DeWitt. And the first one.
We do.
The first one on this list is Alyssa DeWitt. She was 5
That's
months.
hysterical, because we didn't know that when we wrote the book.
No, I just saw this lady's name right now as I pulled up this article. 5 months pregnant, she was at the beach with her 3 children, and she saw 3 girls in the lake at Lake Michigan, struggling in the water, and nobody was coming to help them. And she, what does it say? She reached over the wall of the pier to pull them out. She said waves were slamming into me and throwing the kids all over the place. So, pregnant, 3 of her own kids, saved 3 little girls from drowning in a lake. That is an awesome mama bear.
Mama Lioness. We're going
Mama Lioness. And she's very pretty. She's beautiful. I'm not going to try to screen share again because that was a whole thing, but look her up. Her name was Alyssa DeWitt, and it was in Michigan.
Good for her. And I think pretty much everybody has a Mama Lioness in them. Like, we all want to protect our kids.
And other people's kids, too, because I was telling you,
yes.
We were at, my husband and I used to, like, before we had kids, we would get some takeout and, like, sit down by the river and eat it. And we saw this little, like, maybe 2-year-old boy go running towards the river. Nobody had eyes on him. And then we couldn't see him. And my husband and I both got out of the car and started running to the river just to make sure this little boy was fine. Thankfully, he wasn't in the water, and then his mom saw him and freaked out, and, no shade to the mom. It's not like she did anything wrong. She turned around for half a second, and he took off running. So, these things happen.
Right. I mean, that's a good thing, though. I think everybody should kind of watch out for kids. You know what I mean? Because I think people used to. Like, so when I was a kid, everybody kind of looked out for and maybe smacked around everybody else's kids, Because that's true. No, when I was a kid, there were neighborhood moms, and all the neighborhood moms knew the other neighborhood moms and all the kids. And believe me, if your mom wasn't around to smack you back into play, somebody else's mother was. So I know people these days would be like, "Oh my God, you touched my kid," but back in the day, it's just what it was.
It was just the
But
expectation, yeah.
well, you didn't. Yeah, I mean, like you. Yeah, like, oh, I smacked little Johnny. He was doing this, and then his mom smacked him too. That's just what it was. But
Right.
and while people won't agree with that now, I don't really care if you do or not. We were better kids, but we did not act up in public. I promise you, we did not act up in public, not more than once.
Yeah.
But anyway, but beyond that, like everybody watched out for everybody's kids too. Like if there was a mom outside like frantic because they didn't know where their kid was, some other mom had eyes on that kid. They're like, "Oh, it's okay. I've been watching them. They're over there." You know what I mean? And we've lost that because we don't have like we just don't have the communities like we used to, and everybody's afraid to be sued. Everybody's afraid of overstepping. So nobody really, there's not that community of people just kind of looking out for the kids because kids do stupid crap in an instant all the time.
Yeah.
All the time,
Well,
and
and things that you don't expect can happen in an instant.
the dumb shittery that kids engage in. And until you have a bunch of kids and you've been dealing with them for years, you're not even going to believe some of the shit they do. It's like, what? Like, I mean, Henry got his head stuck in a freaking toilet. Like,
And a curtain.
at nap time.
Yeah.
Like, who does that? 2-year-olds, that's who does that.
Well, so here's another mama bear. Dolores Diaz Lopez. Her 5-year-old son was snatched off the street in New York. And the car window was still open. She reached in the car window and yanked him out.
Nice.
She's like, I was standing right there, but I didn't have a hand on him, and it happened in an instant. So, I mean, awesome for her. Like, way to go, Dolores. But it was something that happened so fast. And then her instincts took over, and she got her son, and her son's fine. But
I think that's the point of it. Like, why people will say, like, Mama Bear, Mama Lioness, Mama whatever animal. We do have instincts as mothers.
well, and we talked about that a bit in the paranormal episode. There's something about motherhood, like from its inception, that is so primal.
Yeah,
And you
it
should,
is.
like, when your instincts are saying, hey, something's not right, listen to it. Because, like, my kid cries all the time at nap time. Most of the time, I wouldn't bat an eye at it because he's just doing what he does and then he falls asleep. But there was one day he was crying and something clicked and it wasn't right. And I went running across the house. I threw the door open. He had a broken window in his room and he had cut his hand on it. And he was bleeding all over. It was a very small cut, but he was really traumatized. So, I mean, but that was one of those instances where, like, had I heard him crying normally, I would have been like, whatever, he's just fussing because he doesn't want to sleep because he's 2. But
And I've
something told
seen,
me it was something wrong.
and I have seen a lot of this on the internet lately because that with the whole men versus women and men hate the women and the women hate the men and like it for all the generations younger than me, I think you're all crazy and I think you all need to stop, but that's just a tangent. But I've seen a lot of men shitting on women's intuition. They're just like, it's not a thing. Well, I beg to differ, you jealous little puke. It is too a thing. I don't know about women's intuition, but mother's intuition is a thing. Always trust it. And if you're wrong, who gives a shit? You protected your kid anyway.
Well, and my husband got kind of salty with me once because I said something about, like, a mother's love being, very extraordinary. And he's like, well, a father's love is too.
Yeah,
Like,
whatever.
I mean, I'm not saying fathers don't love their kids, and good fathers are amazing. But to men, that baby's not really real until it's here. To you, it's real from the moment you see that positive test or from the moment you feel that first kick. Like, with Henry, I think I was in denial because we went through so long of infertility that it just didn't click really. So, like, it wasn't until I really felt him moving that I was like, okay, this is real. But still, like, it was real for me months before it was real for my husband.
But not only that, like there is not another person for every child that was born. There is not any other person besides the mother who carried them who knew them and knew them exclusively for that 40 weeks or however long your pregnancy was. I know not everybody goes to 40 weeks. Some people go a little bit after. But for that period of time, that is like, it is just you and that child. Nobody else knows anything about that child, but you know when that child's hiccuping, you know when that child's moving around, you know when that child's sleeping, you know when that child's, you know what I mean? I knew your personalities before you were born. You were extremely active. Your sister was very lazy. She was not an active baby. Like there were differences between my children. My voice is the first voice they heard. And so my voice was the voice that they sought out when they were born. So for men to be saying that, like, I understand that you're feeling left out. That sucks for you. That's biology. Like, we have to deal with all kinds of nonsense. Let us have the good things without you getting all jealous and poopy about it. Okay, yeah, dads are great too. Whoopie doo. We're not talking about dads because it's not a show for dads.
Right. And like, I'm not saying dads don't love their kids or anything. It's just a different
Of course they do. Of course they love their kids, and it's important to have dads, yes. But like, they don't have to crap on us just because they feel like quit acting like you're the redheaded stepchild. Yes, we acknowledge dads are great. Good Lord, let us have our moment for God's sake.
Well, and another Mama Lioness in a slightly different way. Autumn Weist from Minnesota. Her son was on dialysis 12 hours a day from a birth defect that caused renal failure. She donated one of her kidneys to him. And amazing Mama Lioness. And I would think most moms, at least the good moms, I know there are people with crappy moms, trust me. I think the good moms wouldn't think twice about at least getting tested to see if they're a match to give their kid whatever they needed.
And we've talked about that before too, because moms usually aren't a match, but siblings are usually a best match. And because her sister has a chronic kidney disease, we have talked about if she ever needed a kidney or whatever. And the Mama Lioness that I am, I told Lauren she will never even ever be tested for it because I can't have two daughters with compromised kidneys. Because when you donate a kidney, your kidneys are compromised for the rest of your life. You just decreased your kidney function by 50%. And there's no guarantee that it'll work. And I wouldn't want... my wall is falling down.
Not good.
But I wouldn't want her to even have the guilt if she decided not to do it. I wouldn't want her to do it. You know what I mean? Now, me personally, they could take both my kidneys if they needed to, and for my child. But I know people. I wouldn't. I wouldn't sacrifice one for the other or compromise one for the other either. And that's hard to think about. Luckily, we're not in that place. Like, she's doing okay, and she doesn't need a kidney right now. So,
I mean, we've talked about it as a hypothetical, as a what-if situation, and I think that's pretty common that people have had those kinds of conversations, like, well, what if, whatever. But I think for us in that situation, it's a lot more real, as
for sure,
this could someday be a possibility. It's not a maybe if this were to happen, I might consider. This is it could come to this. So what are we going to do?
It could come to this, and I would never let Lauren even test for it. Like, I mean, I can't stop her from doing whatever. She's an adult, but I do not want that. Because if she was a match, and she decided not to do it, like, she'd have to live with that. And then again, I think a lot of people, like, they watch movies, and somebody gives somebody a kidney and everybody lives happily ever after. And that's really not how it goes. Number one, it's very painful. It's a major surgery. Number two, the person who donated the kidney, you decreased your kidney function by 50%. Well, you have more kidney function than you need for a lifetime because kidney function naturally deteriorates over time. But now you've just cut your kidney function down in half, you know? So now you too are going to have to be careful about the decisions you make in life. Like, are you going to end up going and binge drinking? Shouldn't do that if you only have one kidney. You know what I mean? Like, there's just things you're going to have to think about that you wouldn't otherwise think about because your kidneys are compromised. And then the person who gets the kidney, that is lifelong anti-rejection medication, and it doesn't always work. So the outcome really could be both of my children could die.
Yeah.
No. You know what I mean? If I give a kidney to my daughter and I die, I gladly do that. Like, I had a good run.
Yeah. Now, this next one in the article, I skipped over a couple because they're kind of like repeats of the same sort of situation. Not saying they're not amazing, but it's a lot of like moms giving CPR. It's awesome. You should take a CPR class so you know how if you ever need
Absolutely.
to.
Yes, absolutely.
But I skipped forward to this one because the picture caught my eye. The mom's name is not listed here, so I can't tell you who it was. But a California mom was in the kitchen and she heard a commotion outside and came out to find her 5-year-old son being attacked by a mountain lion. Fought the mountain lion off with her bare hands and saved her baby.
That's amazing.
That
But
is amazing.
I do want to give a round of applause, I guess, to a dad. It's not a mama bear story. It's a daddy bear story. A coyote took a 2-year-old boy, and his dad happened to be an MMA fighter, and he took that coyote out. Like, he had grabbed the little boy by the hood and was dragging the little boy off, and the dad jumped on him and basically choked him out. He like choked it to death. He was severely bitten by the coyote, who was rabid, but his little boy didn't get bit by the thing. Thank God, it just got his hood. So dads are pretty great too, but
Well, there's not a whole lot of information about this. Basically, she just like bare hands kicking and punching this mountain lion until it got off her child. So,
yeah.
holy cow. Like, I don't know who you are, anonymous California woman, but you are awesome. You are a mama lioness.
Yes, for sure. That
Yeah.
lioness didn't know she was going up against a lioness.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, so that was something we talked about with Aaliyah. When Paige and Aaliyah first moved to this state, they lived with me and my husband for a while. And her daughter was about 5. And we live in the country. And we've had mountain lions and coyotes. The wolves have been moving in closer. And rattlesnakes and all kinds of things. So we went through the whole gamut of like, if you're outside alone, this is what you need to look for. And I told her at one point, I'm like, if you see a big cat, you see a mountain lion, I don't care what else is going on. I'm like, you get inside a building. Don't run. Don't try to come in the house if it's not the closest place. I'm like, lock yourself in the chicken coop if you have to. And wait for help. And she's like, well, what about this? What about that? I'm like, we cannot replace you. Everything else doesn't matter. I'm like, you get safe and we'll deal with the rest. Definitely something to be aware of if you live somewhere with big predators. Oh my God.
What?
Now that's a hell of a mama lioness. Jennifer Marrow jumped into an open manhole filled with sewage to pull her 2-year-old to safety after he fell 7 feet.
Oh my God.
She said there was no other option, there was no other choice, there was no waiting. I don't think any mother would have waited. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There might be some moms that wouldn't have done that, but I mean,
I don't think I would have thought in the moment, but afterwards I would have been like, no amount of showering will ever make us clean, baby.
I bet poop washes off.
Poop washes off, but yeah, that was a rough one.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
She is a mama lioness who is willing
Yes,
to do
for
whatever.
sure.
So
For sure. And let's hope nobody's in these situations. Like, I really hope nobody ends up in these situations. Hopefully, your mama lioness moments, like, consist of putting a Band-Aid on and a little Bactine or something.
yeah, like I hope you have like the really no big deal mama bear moments of like,
Right. Me
you know,
too. but I think it's in there with every mom. So if something fantastical or horrible or something comes up, you're gonna know what to do. Because I don't think it's something anybody prepares for. I think you just like that lady. She didn't think twice. It's her kid went down. She's jumping it. You know, I think you just that's just what you do. You know.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like if my kid was in a situation where they needed to be saved, I'd be going to save them.
Yeah. I don't even think it's something you think about. Well, I told you, and I'm sure I've told the story on the podcast before, because I didn't feel like a mom when I had my first baby at all. Like, I didn't feel any kind of maternal at all. And I was like, oh no, I have no maternal instincts. Like, I really didn't think I did. And and it was very distressing to me because I wanted to be maternal, but I just didn't feel like I was, you know. And then I fell down the stairs with her, and it was a like a cement floor at the bottom, and it was a pretty high staircase. And I was at the top stair while I was holding her, and I fell down the stairs, and I instinctively held her in close to me and turned my whole body, landed right on my back on cement. I thought I was gonna die, but my baby was fine, and I was like the happiest moment in my mother life at that time because I was like, I do have maternal instincts. I didn't even know, you know, because I didn't think about that. I started falling and I just did that instinctually. And then, of course, I repeated it with Henry years and
Less
years
than that,
later.
right? But
But I didn't actually fall on a cement floor that time, thank God, because I'm older now and I probably would have broke a hip. I just hit the
well,
wall.
and like Andy and I have talked about like the what ifs in terms of things that could happen just when we're outside because we have a really big irrigation ditch. It's fairly wide. I want to say from the bridge to the ground is like 10 feet. It's pretty deep. Um, and when it's full, the water runs really fast. And we were talking about like, oh my God, what if one of the kids fell in? And he's like, well, I would go in and get him. I'm like, you should not go in and get the kids. I'm like, one, instinct is going to tell me to jump in and I'm just going to go without thinking. There won't be a discussion. I'm like, two, you can't swim and I can. Like, I don't want to have to go in and save you and the baby because I'm picking the baby. So,
Well, I mean, Paige tried to get swept up by a river.
yeah. Oof.
Yeah, in the flood, which I got her before she got swept away too far. So,
Yeah. It's those things that I think you can plan and prepare, and there's going to be something stupid that happens where you have to be the, oh my God, this is my moment. I have to act. But I think that's the thing that, like, people talk about the bystander effect when something happens, and I think when it's a mom with her own kid, there is no bystander effect.
well,
Like, you
and
don't,
not only that, you hear the people giving kids the advice now, or even young ladies, like if you don't feel comfortable or something, sorry, if you don't feel comfortable with something, yell mom, because all the older ladies will be like, what do you need, baby?
right.
Because it's just so instinctual. Like you've been a mom for so long, somebody says mom, even though you know your kids aren't little anymore or whatever, they're gonna protect you. Like us old ladies will protect you. Like even if you're a grown woman, if you don't feel comfortable because some guy's bothering you, scream for mom. Some older lady will come help you.
Yeah, they will. And
Yeah.
yeah, and like teaching your kids things like that too, because I remember growing up, we were always told to scream fire. Don't scream help, scream fire, because people don't want to get involved in a drama, but fire means their own safety's at risk.
Yeah,
So
just scream mom.
scream mom, scream fire, whatever you gotta do.
Terminal momism.
Yeah,
It's real.
but yeah, I'd rather be a mama lioness. They are prettier.
They're much prettier. They're graceful.
They're
And
graceful.
again, they don't save their babies from their own dumb shittery. They just save them from other things.
Well, and that's something that can be hard to when you have multiple kids. When you see like one kid being an a hole to the other. So, like, your mama bear instinct, you want to protect your baby, but on the other hand, like, that's your other baby doing it. And, like, the mama lioness, when the cubs get stupid with each other, like, they kind of just let them duke it out, or they might separate them, but for the most part, they're just like, gotta learn, kid.
No, it would just piss me off because so like I didn't have a sister, I had a brother, and I'm the younger sibling. So when you're a girl and you have an older sibling who's a boy, you end up being pretty rough because boys can be pretty rough. So you have to be because, my brother would punch me like all the time for no reason. So then I was a rough kid. And then two boys together, they tend to be kind of rough with each other, like as siblings, like the sibling nonsense. But two girls, or if you have a girl that's older and the brother's younger, they don't really duke it out so much. I don't think it's an instinct. I thought maybe it was an instinctual thing with any kid, but it's not. I guess when it's just girls, they bicker at each other and then they do shit like squeeze their face, and that used to bother me because yeah,
I'm trying to find it. I don't remember which side
she
it's on.
still has
I have a
nail marks
scar.
in her face from her
Yeah,
sister.
because
I'm
she used to squeeze my face when she was angry and when she was happy.
they would squeeze each other's faces and shit like that, and I used to get so irritated, and I'm like, what do you guys just like punch each other like normal kids?
Oh yeah, here
Which
it is. It's right here. You probably can't see it on the camera.
I mean, my brother and I duked it out with weapons.
Yeah, we didn't.
We're lucky we lived through our childhood. We were doing some stuff.
Yeah,
But
we
yeah,
didn't
then I
really do.
have two girls. No, you guys just like meh at each other constantly and then like
And like,
squeeze each other's face.
no loyalty among sisters. It was always like, I'm telling mom.
And I don't know why I never gave a crap. I'm like, figure it out, man. I don't care.
Oh my god. Do you remember? I shouldn't probably say her name on here, but she used to babysit us, and she had, I think it was her son and her stepson, and her son like came up to her to tell on her stepson, and she's like, "Snitches get stitches. Go apologize for being a snitch."
I don't, who was who was it?
I'll tell you after because I don't want
Tell
to
me
say her
what the
name.
name starts with.
It's S.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I like talked with her like years later, and her son was just being whiny, and she's like, "Knock it off."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta let the kids figure it out. There is a pecking order, and I know you don't like that, but that's like, man, childhood's a jungle. Like they're wild people. They gotta figure it out.
And there's like a level that you allow and a level you don't allow.
Well, for
Like,
sure.
I have a 2.5-year-old and I have a 10-month-old. So I'm not going to let him smack her with a broomstick, even though he really wants to some days. But if he takes his sippy cup back because she stole it and she's crying, like, well, tough kid, you gotta
Or
learn.
if he dumps her in a pit and runs away.
He was trying to help.
He was trying to help her. There's like a little space between the kid couch that I have, like one of those like nugget couches for the kids. And there was a space between that and this little kitchen that I have for him. Well, she was getting close to the edge of it, and he was trying to take her away from the edge, but he's only two, and he ended up accidentally like dumping her in the little pit there, and then he like ran away.
Yeah. Well, and then yesterday he was eating a baby bell and he left it like on the floor or something and she took it. And he's like freaking out. She took my baby cheese. I'm like, dude, like you're gonna learn one of these days that when you're an older kid, you gotta keep things away from the little people with the grabby hands. Because she's really quick.
I know your sister used to get mad because you were headbutting her all the time. I'm like, well, you know she's gonna do it. Why are you getting close to her? Because I mean, she was a baby. It's like, I'll tell her she's a bad baby. Like she's still gonna do it. What do you want me to do? Like, stay away from her.
Right.
Mm.
Good times.
Yeah,
So,
I don't have any.
I don't have anything else. Be a mama lioness. Maybe we'll make it a t-shirt.
We should make it a t-shirt. I mean, they're just prettier. I don't like the mama bear thing. Like,
Yeah.
there's,
Bears are, well, they're big.
they
They're
like
like,
lumber around.
they lumber around. They're like
Right?
lumbering and slow and like Yeah, terrifying if a bear is pissed at you, but like,
They're not really slow. They just look like it because of the way that they lope.
so be a mama lioness.
Yeah, because they're
You're
not
elegant.
slow. Mm-mm. They look like they're going in slow motion, but they'll catch up to you real fast. So don't tangle with a bear. It's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, I know this is totally off topic, but that whole I'd rather run into a bear than a man. What are you, an idiot? Like, I don't understand that. I'm sorry. And then the one lady tried to explain it to me. Well, a bear would just eat me because it wants a meal and it's hungry. I would end up being a plaything for a man. Okay, what are you, an antelope? I'm like, I could take a man out. I can't take a freaking bear out. I have a 385 that I carry around. If I shot a bear with that, it would like laugh at me before he ate me.
Well, and the thing with a bear, there are a couple species of bear that will start eating before you're dead.
Yeah,
Like, F that, no. Because, I mean,
like I
eyes, nose,
promise.
throat, stab them in the foot, you're good.
Right, I'm going, I mean, I'm not saying that there aren't bad men, but I don't think there's like bad men hiding behind every rock just waiting for some woman to walk in the friggin' woods. But if you happen to be unlucky enough to come across one, you have a better chance taking him out than a bear. Like you go try to have a fist fight with a bear. Tell me how that works for you.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
At least I got a fighting chance. Because I mean, I know like everybody's like all scared after the Ted Bundy thing, but did you see that little weenie? I could have taken him out.
Right?
So I don't understand.
So, you want to be a real good mama lioness,
Teach
go
your
take
kids
some
not to be
self
stupid.
take some self-defense classes and teach it to your kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because being able to defend yourself effectively and your kids being able to defend themselves effectively will give you so much peace of mind for those crazy situations like that could happen.
Well, you're right, and people are always worried about daughters. I have daughters. I've never worried about my daughters. I mean, I worry about them like in the normal sense, but my girls can take care of themselves, so I don't worry about it. Like they've been able to take care of themselves since they were very young because they have a mom who knows how to take care of herself. So, yeah, teach your kids to take care of themselves and be smart.
Yes.
Like especially when they're little because they can't really do too much self-defense wise. But
Now, but
you could bite a bitch. Yeah, you can.
we can talk about that on the next episode, empowering your kids to keep them safe.
If my